This is the plaintiff, Tammy Rogers. She says it was a beautiful day, and out of the clear blue sky, her neighbor's tree falls on her house. Thank God she wasn't home because she would have surely been killed. The defendants refuse to respond to her or her insurance company, and if they think she's going to go away quietly if they ignore her, they've got another thing coming. She's suing for $5,000, a fraction of what she's owed, but the state max she's allowed to sue for. These are the defendants, Victor and Janice Prude. They say the plaintiff came at them like an out-of-control freight train, and she just needs to calm down and take a chill pill. They were willing to be neighborly at first, but the plaintiff's only seeking a big payday, saying things like, y'all are married, y'all got cars, y'all can pay for it. They'll leave it up to the judge, thank you very much. They're accused of having a wait-and-see attitude.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says one fine day the defendant's tree just fell onto her house. But the defendant says the plaintiff is hysterical and very unneighborly. It's the case of timber, lots of timber.
You're welcome. Tammy Rogers.
Yes.
You're suing your neighbors Victor and Janice Prude for $5,000. You say that you're actually looking at $17,000 or more in damages from what happened, but you're suing for the statutory cap of $5,000 because a tree from their property fell onto your house and damaged your house. Tell me what happened.
I have a house, and then I have a rental house that sits in the back.
Okay.
So on October the 16th, I was upstairs and I had heard a big noise. So when I went outside, I seen from their tree from the back had fell on my rental.
A limb from their tree or the whole tree?
Just half of it. I say about a couple of limbs. I came down.
Okay. And it had fallen on a rental property that you have on your property?
Yeah, it's the size of a garage, but somebody lives up in there. It's a rental.
Is it legal or it's not?
It's illegal. It's got its own address. It's number 9.
Okay.
I'm number 11.
Okay. And how long have you been neighbors?
I say for 4 years.
And have you had a neighborly relationship before this?
No, because they live right around the corner.
So you don't really see each other to talk to each other?
No.
All right, but you hadn't had a problem before this, had
No.
you? Okay. So was the person who lives there in there at the time?
Yes, he's been there for 27 years.
But was he physically there when the tree falls?
Yes, he didn't hear it because he's deaf and blind. So I had to pull him out of there.
So he didn't hear it and he didn't see it.
We had to cut the tree.
So you run out and what happens?
First I called my brother because my brother was upstairs. And I said, we got to go outside and get him. So what we did, we had to cut some of the tree limbs or to get inside because the whole thing had covered the whole backyard. It knocked down. Everything was standing. Everything was laid down.
Right.
So once we got him out and we explained to him that he cannot stay there no more, my next door neighbor ran out and he went over there.
Do you have pictures of the tree?
Yes.
May I see them? Are these your pictures?
Yes. And I got more.
I'll be right there.
What do you suppose made it break?
I think the tree
Were these pictures taken the same day or another day?
The same day.
There was blue sky outside. There was no storm going on?
No. Later on that day, it did rain. But the tree is just old. It need to come down.
Well, did you ever see, well, just because a tree's old doesn't mean it needs to come down. Did you ever say to them before this happened, hey, there's a problem with that tree?
No.
Did you ever notice a problem with that tree?
No.
What happened?
Okay, in September, I'm Janice, and how your honor. In September, we did have several rainstorms, thunder and lightning, and the tree is actually still standing. What fell on her property happens to be a limb.
Right.
It's not the tree. The tree is actually still standing, and we have.
Do you know how old this tree is?
We've been living there in that property for 8 years.
It's going to be a lot older than whatever you've been living there.
How long that tree? We have several trees in our yard.
So go ahead.
That day, on the 16th, so she said it was October. We actually have a police report. It was in September. I also have a weather report for the month of September.
Well, that day, though, was there a thunderstorm that day?
It was.
There was a thunderstorm the day this happened?
The day before that.
The day before that?
The day before. The actual date of the incident was 9/16.
I have a question for you. Did lightning strike that tree, or you don't know? You just don't know?
We don't know because it cracked. but the tree itself is still standing. So
Right.
the limb.
Well,
and
when it cracked, did anybody take a look at the limb to see what
it
condition
never
was
hung
in?
over. It was always up.
Oh, it
So
wasn't
when
over her house
no,
before?
No, never.
It was up.
Up. So when the wind blew and the thunder and lightning all through the entire 2010, we had all these weather going.
Yeah, but you expect that to happen during the storm.
It might have cracked. We
Yeah.
didn't go outside and look and do any type of investigation on none of the trees when it was
Right.
raining, thunder, and lightning.
Right.
It was days we came out and trees, limbs was everywhere, all in the front yard, in the street. At that time, I used to go out to go to work at 6 in the morning.
So
Tree
what's your
limbs would be
theory? Your
everything.
theory is that maybe it got struck and then it just fell.
The wind. I have a report here that the winds was 70 miles per hour.
Okay, show me your weather reports and also show me the police report about the tree.
Well, I
showing
didn't have
it's
a police
September and
report
not
about
October.
the tree. Only thing that I have to corroborate the story that I'm telling is that the police came the very next day because Ms. Rogers, that the very next day on the 17th, came and parked her car on our lawn.
Why did you park your car on her lawn?
So I'm thinking that these people will come home and they're gonna call me and we're gonna settle this. Nobody called. At the end of the day, it started raining. The next day, nobody say nothing. I called my insurance. My insurance company
Are you
told
a
me.
homeowner?
Yes.
Okay, so you call your homeowner's insurance.
Right. So they told me I don't have enough information. So what I did, I hung up the phone with him and I went right back around the corner. Every time I go over and knock on their door, nobody's home,
What
nobody
information
answering.
does your insurance company expect you to get? If they get their lazy behinds off of the desk that they're sitting at and come to the house, they'll get all the information they need. It's all right there. You haven't moved the tree, right?
Right.
At that point. In fact,
Right.
you haven't moved the tree at this point?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
When did this happen? September, according to you?
September 16th.
And is she right that you're wrong, that it didn't happen in October,
think it
that it
happened
happened
in
in September?
October.
How do you know it happened in October? She's got a police report in September 17th, talking about a dispute between the two of you regarding a tree falling on the...
Okay, probably insurance people wrote it. I'm going by the insurance
Maybe they
people.
wrote it wrong.
They
All
wrote
right,
it
so
wrong.
anyway,
Okay.
so go on.
The third day, the fourth day, nobody called me, nobody saying nothing. So I said, you know
Why are
what?
you guys not walking over there?
The day that it happened, I talked to her. It
No,
wasn't civil. It was not civil. So
It was not civil.
It wasn't a civil conversation.
Why?
At
What
all.
was happening?
Because she was going, you got a husband. I'm a single parent. That didn't have anything to do with what's going on.
Well,
And-
that's just desperation and like
Well,
frustration,
well,
but why
we
is that
couldn't
not
talk.
civil? What was not civil about
We couldn't
it?
talk. She was yelling above. I could not get a word in edgewise. She actually called me, or either I called her that same day. We talked on the phone. I said, my husband, I was working at the time. I was going to be getting off at 8 o'clock that night. He was going to come home before me. I called him. I said, we got a problem at the house. So he was aware of it.
Okay, but how come you didn't go over there and see what you could do to help? And just from a neighborly perspective, like how is it you don't go over there?
So the tree falls, a little bit rotten inside. Is the tree owner responsible for the damage? What do you think?
I think that it is nature's responsibility, and
It
you
is
can't.
nature, so you sue nature. I got you. What do you think?
No, I think you're responsible for taking care of your own property, and if your tree falls on someone else's property, you should pay for that.
Who's the tiebreaker here? How about you?
Active nature, but if I'm hiring you, it's their problem.
It's called an act of God, but I got you. Going inside the
At
courtroom.
the risk of sounding sort of sexist, really,
I
seriously, you
looked at
couldn't
the tree,
walk over
and
there
I'm
as a...
looking, and then she comes to the fence, start yelling, how come you didn't come over? Somebody could have got hurt. I'm like, I'm at work. When I get off work, I came home. I mean, what can I do?
Well,
If
you
I'm
could help to
at
get the
work.
tree off the property.
Well, the
Right?
very next day, we did have a tree removal guy to come. He came at the same time that the police officer came.
Okay.
I wasn't
Well,
at-
I never heard though. Like the police come because she's parked on your lawn, and you are parked on their lawn. Why?
Okay, reason why I was parked on their yard, because I know the cops come, he would get the information, and then I could get it from him. So what I did, I parked my car right in front of their door. The cop came.
To
he
get
like-
their attention.
Right.
Why can't you just
He
call the cops instead of doing all that?
He come running out. My first time I ever seen him. I'm the homeowner. I said, the trees is in my house. Oh, well, we'll see about that. I want her arrested because she messed up my grass. So the cop said, he looked back there, he said, oh my God, did anybody die? I said, no, nobody haven't died. I said, but I got the guy out. He said, you know what, it's a civil matter, go to court. And that was
Okay,
it.
so the police are there over the dispute.
I was on the phone from at work. The police officer was talking to me on the phone, and he says, there's no way to handle this today. you guys are going to have to go to court. I just advised her she has to take her car off.
All right, let me just ask you a question. Did you ever call your insurance company?
I did call my insurance company. They said that if her tree fell on my property, they would be responsible. If my tree fell on their property, hers, because it's her property, and this is what was said. And if it matters or don't matter.
What did your insurance company end up telling you?
My insurance company said they had to go through their insurance company, but they never got no information.
I don't know what no information means. That is the most. Your insurance company is garbage.
Yes, they
because
is.
For them to tell you we have no information, that's
Right.
just silly.
And then
because there is none so blind as he who will not see.
Right.
Okay? All they got to do is go out there and get information. I'm not getting that. I don't get that. Did an adjuster ever come out and look at the problem?
Yes, he came out there, he took pictures, and he sent the proof. But what happened was...
And then what did they do? They denied you, actually.
They denied because they said it was attached garage. They didn't have it down as being an apartment. So they gave me $500 for a tree removal. That's not enough.
No, and that's the problem.
That's how they caught me.
See, what they're saying is you weren't zoned to have that as a separate legal apartment.
But it was zoned.
Well, then fight your insurance company, honey. It's one or the other. If you accepted that answer, you probably know it's not zoned correctly to rent it out. And if it's not zoned correctly to rent it out, the insurance company's not going to pay for it because it wasn't a legal structure. But if it was zoned correctly, then you need to fight your insurance company. Now, I see in a picture here somebody with a pulley.
That's my brother.
Okay.
With a bad leg.
So did he try? Well, your brother with a bad leg. Couldn't you have a brother who doesn't have a bad leg who maybe could? Because this is dangerous. Anyway, he's trying to get the tree off. Was he able to get most
partial of it?
Yeah.
But still staying on there.
What a mess. Was there ever a tree expert who looked at the tree and gave any prediction as to why this occurred?
No.
Okay. No. You said I had a tree guy come out there and what?
No, the Kendall was going to take the tree off of her garage at the time. Our tree is still standing.
I heard you. And what happened? Why didn't he take the tree off of her garage? Why did her brother with the bum leg have to do it?
No, because when he got there, the police was there, and it was in the middle of all the chaos, and I heard her in the background, and he said, I'm not doing this because she's all up in my face, and he says, I'm not going to touch it.
You hear what she's saying?
Yeah.
She's saying I was all in the guy's face. What cop gonna let me go on somebody else's face? I would have been arrested.
The cop was...
No, the cop was talking to me by himself. There was no tree guy out there.
There was never a tree guy.
No, I ain't seen nobody.
See, everything else about this story doesn't sound like you had a tree guy there the next day.
No.
Everything else about she's crazy, I couldn't talk to her, couldn't deal with her, sort of sounds like maybe you didn't have. Do you have an affidavit from the tree guy? Do you have an affidavit from the tree guy?
No.
Okay, I have a few things to say. Okay. We're done, okay? Number one, I think you're deplorable neighbors. From a moral perspective, you are deplorable neighbors. And what you needed to do, especially you, was walk out there, talk to the person who's freaking out, try to calm her down, and then tell her I'm going to have a tree guy here tomorrow because the freaking out person is going to come down if she hears that you're going to have a tree guy out there tomorrow. I don't believe for 1 second anybody on that side told her there was going to be a tree guy there tomorrow, and I also don't believe that a tree guy was there tomorrow. I believe that you're making that up so you don't look as bad as you look right now. Now, having said that, I feel very bad for you. Because you didn't ask for any of this to happen, and it has caused you immeasurable harm. It has caused you harm in the sense that you're going to have to pay to repair that place. It's caused you harm in the sense that you lost a tenant. It's caused that fellow harm because that fellow's lived there for how many years?
27.
That's just
and I'm going to foreclosure because I can't afford to pay my mortgage.
I understand. And that's awful. But I can't rule for people because I feel bad for them.
I know.
I got to apply the law.
Okay.
So let's discuss what the law is.
Okay.
And the law is very clear on this. Trees are God's gift to us. And 9 times out of 10, it's an act of God. The only time it's not is if you have evidence that not just the tree was diseased or rotten, but they should have known about it. That means that not just the inside of it is rotten, but there was some physical manifestation on the outside that a responsible homeowner should have looked at that and said, boy, that tree's rotting, I got to let it go. That's what you got to be able to prove in court to be able to sue a neighbor for a limb coming down on your property, okay? And if you don't have that, I can't rule for you. Good luck to you. Verdict for the defendants.
All right, so come on in here and tell me what you're thinking about the outcome of this case.
Well, I think that was unfair, and I guess they say it's a faith for God, but I think my neighbors, they could have did a little bit more to see what was going on about the tree damage. I think they uncruel, they're not human.
Well, you heard what the judge said to them. The judge wasn't happy with them. That kind of make you feel a little bit better hearing her come down on them like that?
I guess so, but you can't change how people are, so I guess I had to deal with that.
You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, so good luck. You just head this way. All right, come on in here. All right, so you win legally, but Morally and ethically, you didn't come out looking too good.
I mean, we couldn't talk to her. And there's other neighbors that going through it, and I didn't want to go through it. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want nobody coming over slashing tires and stuff. I did not want that, and we couldn't talk.
Mr. Silent over there. Got anything to add there?
No, she's just a rude person.
She is?
Yes.
And how about what the judge had to say to you?
Oh, I heard what the judge said. I did try to talk to her, but
okay,
she didn't want to listen like that.
Take it, Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, I'm so excited. I have a tip. This is such a good tip. If you have a neighbor who has a tree or a hedge and it looks like that it's ominous, that it's causing a potential problem, send them an email and say that this tree could fall because of whatever the reason is. Once they're on notice, if it does fall, they could well be responsible as a result. And that will do it for this case. Litigants, for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.